Welcome, everybody, to this live interview. I have the lovely Mel M Rubin with us this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're tuning in from. And if you are tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. So, Mel and I have connected over the last few weeks, and I'm super excited to interview her because she has quite a remarkable story. I love hearing about people's triumphs, how they overcome obstacles, circumstances, etc., and come out shining on the other side with such a strong purpose. And so Mel is one of those people who has so much energy and so much passion. She is founder of the Growth Shift community, as you can see in the ticker down below. And so welcome, Mel.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me, and for anyone that's watching, even live on a replay, thank you so much for being here and sharing your most important commodity, which is your energy and your attention. Really appreciate it, and I'm very excited for the transmissions that are going to come through, because I know that this interview is going to be fire and fun at the same time.
Yes. So tell us your story. Let's just go deep. I mean, it's a powerful one.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. And I've been on my authentic life creation journey for nearly 7 years now. It'll be 7 years in July 2017. And yeah, it's been a powerful one. When I first started my journey, I was very much asleep and stuck in the matrix. I was in the corporate banking industry and studying to be an accountant. I'd not long gotten out of an emotionally abusive and toxic relationship that left me in £32,000 worth of debt. I was depressed and I was anxious and living for the weekend on repeat, drink and drugs. I'd start my weekend on a Friday and not finish until the Monday. I wouldn't sleep. I'd just fill my vessel with anything and everything that I could to numb myself and escape myself from the reality that I had found myself in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was one night on July the 7th, 2017, around 2 a.m, I came across an advert that said, "Are you looking to radically transform your financial future?" with this picture of 4 people on a pool, an infinity pool. You can only see their backs and they're going like that. And I was like, yes. I mean, look at the situation that I'm in right now. I only had the £75 in my account to register for the training platform that it led me to within the high ticket affiliate marketing world. And ultimately that introduced me to a company called Enagic that creates water technology systems that create Kangen water. And as soon as I saw the career plan, ding, 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 the money was like ding, ding, ding. I have no issue saying that I got started for the money because I was in such a low state. And then my then mentor said to me, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, then you must work on your mindset. So, of course, I wanted to become successful. So the first 2 books that I read on my journey were A Happy Pocket Full of Money and The Magic. Yeah, and they're really great in conjunction with one another, A Happy Pocket Full of Money and The Magic. So I read them and I could not stop. I was like, wow, laws of the universe, the law of attraction, thoughts create things, energy. And I love to play. I'm a huge child at heart. And I'm also a reflector in the human design as well. So you'll see many sides of me if you decide to join my world in whatever capacity, even on social media. I'm all over the place, but in a really good way, because I really sample different energies. So where I can be very serious, and I am very serious about my work and what it is that I do, I also bring in play, because that's how we really cultivate and expand on our power and the magic. And that's how we make this quote unquote hard journey easy and fun. So I found out the laws of the universe, and I was like, wow. And I used to work in Canary Wharf, which, if anyone doesn't know, it's in the city in London. So for me to get there, I had to travel on the tube. And if anyone knows the tube or trains, Metropolitan, Underground, you'll know that the majority of people that go on there are robots. They're not happy. They've got this face on them. They're in their magazines and whatever, newspapers. So I'd get on there and I'm all chirpy and happy because of all of this information that I'm learning, and I start playing with it and smiling at people and saying, hi, how are you? And I started to get this really good energy back. And this was when my journey started, because before I did start my spiritual journey, that's when my spiritual journey started as well. So my business journey started, my personal growth journey started, and my spiritual journey started exactly at the same time. And before I started, I was agnostic for a little bit. And before that, I was atheist for years. And then once I was introduced to laws, okay, well, the law of gravity is there. We can't see it, we can't feel it, but we know the effects. So the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, all of these laws, we don't necessarily need to see them. However, if we're conscious about them and if we start to work with them and play with them, let's see, because they're always working with us, whether or not we're conscious or unconscious about it. So ultimately, I went on this deep journey, and just recently looking back on my whole journey, like I said, it's been 7 years. And when I started, I was depressed and anxious, and I was 3 dress sizes bigger, and I was unhealthy in all the ways, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, all of the things. I was at my rock bottom in all the ways. And because of this commitment and dedication to making a change, and first and foremost creating my freedom life, but then once I saw the possibilities of what was available with the career plan, my vision got bigger, and it stemmed to my family. And then the more I realized the impact that I could make with my message and my word and everything that I was learning, then ultimately that expanded to the amount of people that I desire to support. And I've continually moved and grown and evolved, and it's very natural for me, within my human design. My left, I've got my incarnation cross is the left angle cross of refinement. So for me, evolution and refinement and pivoting is very simple for me. I'm like, okay, zoom out. What do we get to do? How do we get to move? Like, it's very easy for me to zoom out of the emotions and work out and evaluate what gets to happen to move and shift. And of course, I'm human. I've not been perfect the whole way. That's not the point of the journey. We loop and we go forward and we go back and all of the things. However, I find it very easy to pivot and shift and know when things get to change. So I've done that throughout my journey, and I've let go and I mean, I've died and rebirthed myself over and over and over again. I've been faced with many different hurdles and obstacles, because the bigger our vision is, the more the darkness wants to hold us back. Apologies. Can you just give me 2 secs? I think my apologies. 1 sec.
Don't give me a water break. They say dead air is like the worst thing you want. She'll be back soon.
I'm back. Sorry. That's a fun bell. I love that bell so much.
Is that the bell of your house?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that is quite the bell. I don't know, like a cell phone or something.
Like I said, I love to play, so I like to have like funky little things around. So yeah, I find it easy to pivot and shift and to evaluate what gets to change, and I throughout my whole journey, I've had this unwavering faith and belief, not only in myself that I can make things happen, but also in the support that I've had from the universe throughout. And looking back on my journey the other day, because I'm going through this this huge test. We all are at the moment. So I'm no different to anyone else right now. We're just going through it in our own. And I like to look back and evaluate on my whole journey to really understand, understand what's going on. And my whole journey really has been a journey of energy in the cultivation, maintenance, and expansion of a strong and sure and powerful energy, because the things that have happened in my life have happened in ways that I couldn't have consciously imagined. So and this is why it's really important to have strong and sure belief in yourself, strong and sure faith, unwavering faith in the universe or God or whoever it is that you connect with, as well as continuing to look after your mind, body, soul connection and showing up for yourself on a daily basis. Now, the reason that I say this is because throughout and because of my awareness, yes, I did start my business with a magic. However, for the first 2.5 years, I was in the wrong community and I was under the wrong leadership. Now, as a reflector in the human design, environment is very important for us. And when we're around the wrong people, the results are not going to come. So for the first 2.5 years, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. However, because I had an unwavering faith and I anchored into the vision of creating a freedom life, after 1 year, I manifested a redundancy from my corporate banking job. So I started to be able to live my freedom and focus on myself. And after the 1.5 years, my money started dwindling. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm not going back to a job. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I hate it when people tell me what to do, just no. But I believed that everything was going to be okay. And I think I had like £100 in my bank account or something, and my rent was due. And then I found out that I was being gifted an inheritance. So I was like, what? And this inheritance was way more than what I consciously expected, which allowed me to restart my Enagic business from the bottom up in the best way possible and in a new community. And when I moved to that new community, because that community was aligned, within 2 months, I reached 4A in my business. Within 7 months, I reached 5A, and then I was able to take a nice break because of the finances to really focus on my internal healing. And by this time, I was in Bali.
Yeah, so let me pause you for a minute, because people that are watching this are not going to understand what 4A and 5A means. Yeah?
It's a lot of commission. It's leadership ranks. It's right? A lot of commission.
It goes up to how many levels? It's like 6A. And then
6A.
It's like 6A2, 6A3, you can keep going on with 6A. But
depending on the way that you start your business is however many points that you can get. So per machine sale, 8 pieces of the pie get paid out. And because I restarted with a quad, by that time, even though I was 5A, I was earning all 8 points because I had 2 IDs. So even though I was 5A, I was getting all 8 points, which means depending on the sales that I was making anywhere between 5.5 grand per sale. So I was cool. So I took off a nice long break for my own spiritual growth and healing. I was in Bali. I got to Bali 2 days before the borders shut. And this is how it's so magical. And this is why I'm like energy, belief, trust, faith, unwavering belief, showing up every day. And I truly believe that I got here 2 days before the borders shut and the global shit show happened, because I was already on path for my mission. And for me to really flourish and blossom in the ways that were required for me now, and because the collective are ready now, and they've started to become ready as Pluto has been stationing itself into Aquarius. I observe, I watch, I evaluate. So I've just been getting myself ready, and me being in Bali really allowed myself to go through the many shifts and changes and pivots, because when I first got to Bali in 2020, I was still a girl, very much. I still had a long way to go, and my communication wasn't great. My leadership wasn't great. My coaching still needed refinement. I had to go through many different tests, initiation tests, to be able to create my own community and lead my own community in a way that aligned with the embodied feminine leadership that is required to initiate people into the new earth consciousness. Now, where I started 7 years ago, and this is not beating anyone up within the wider high ticket community at all. However, the majority of leadership is unhealthy, it's disembodied, and it's masculine. We need a nice balance, more so feminine, and we need it healthy and embodied. So everything that I was going through, being in Bali, and also I went through personal stuffs, breaking the pattern of emotional and narcissistic abuse and really building my personal power in that sense, led me to where I am today. And yeah, I'm currently going through my next initiation, which is really testing my faith. However, as testing as it is, and as really deeply hard as it is, it's brought up a lot of shame. It's brought up a lot of questioning my self-worth and anger. However, because of everything that I've moved through over the last 4 years with my internal growth and my healing, and really becoming my own master alchemist, should we say, I'm with the party that's involved in this particular experience right now. I only have love and compassion, even though it's bringing up so much for me. And, you know, there's parts of myself that are so angry. However, that's not how we move forward, and that's not how we create better. So, yeah, it's really been magic, and I'm so grateful for everything. I've just over and over and over again, when you think you can breathe and it's over, the universe is like, no, wait, there's another thing. There you go, there's another thing. And I'm just laughing at it all. It's such a cosmic joke to me.
Right. It's like, okay, you know, if we're creating our reality, it's like, here we are. Okay. All right, this is happening. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the anger. I'm feeling the frustration. I'm feeling like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you just feel the feelings, just feel them. Like, don't try to fix them, change them, whatever. You know, it's like you just feel them. You just be with it. You just shut your mouth. don't go into reaction, and just, okay, what do I really want to create? Okay, and you just collapse the wave, right? You collapse that potential chain reaction that puts you into that spin that throws you off your course, right?
Yeah, and it's been a lot, because I had so much loyalty to my old community, because when I joined them, my business, it blew up. And because of that loyalty that I had, I stayed within that community for 3.5 years, even though after 1 year, because of, I'm a very fast learner, I'm continuously evolving, I'm continuously growing. And when I got to Bali, my spiritual journey, even though it started in 2017, because I was in the magic of the island of the gods and everyone had left for me to really do that deep work, my spiritual growth catapulted. And my old community, they were still they were looping. I don't want to say stuck. They were looping in the old way of being and doing when it comes to the business, and only really focusing on the mindset. And as we both know, it's more than the mindset. Yes, change your mindset, change your life. That's the first part of the puzzle. That's the first piece of the puzzle. After the mind, it's connecting to the body, and it's feeling to heal it, to heal it, right? So you connect to your body and you listen to the guidance, which ultimately allows you to connect to your soul. And this was everything that I was going through here in Bali. And because of my loyalty to the community, even though in 2020 I was nudged to start my own community by an old mentor of mine that I'm estranged from now, I was nudged then, and over I was nudged again. But because of that loyalty and my egoic fears of not being enough, no one listening to me, because this is also a thing for reflectors as well, is we don't feel seen and we don't feel heard. And I also have the 5 line. I'm a 5-1. So I get and I feel the projections hard. And whenever I was on a group call with the leaders, I felt their darkness and their shadow directed towards me because of how much I was landing into my power. And it was nothing to do with me and everything to them. However, I wasn't in my knowing and my power enough as a 5 line that I took it personally as if something was wrong with me. Right. So there were various different reasons that held me back from starting my community then. And I had to go through different lessons as well with the way that I dealt with other people's projections and raising my frequency. So and also changing the way in which I communicated in my content to not attract the victim kind of mentality that I used to, because it used to very much be pain point marketing and focusing on the pain. And I don't do that anymore. I share my pain, but I focus on on the vision and the passion and the purpose and what they gain, because it attracts a different kind of person. And yeah, as much as I was nudged, I didn't listen. And then it got to the point at the end of last year, if you know the tarot deck, there's a tower card in the tarot deck that's just, yeah, things are changing. So it got to that point. It was near the end of that timeline where the universe was like, come on, let's go. And I had to shift. I had to shift and pivot. And I became estranged from my old community for various reasons, and various different things happened that I started my own community and my own training platform. And I'm so grateful, even though part of me is like, oh, I wish I would have done that in 2020. It would have been much less work. However, the caliber of work would have needed to be updated over and over again because I wasn't as deep and strong in my power. Whereas even though I'm working on the Academy of Online Business Creation right now, and there's 80 videos for little old reflector me with hardly any energy to film, but I'm doing it, and I'm choosing to not look at it from a place of lack and overwhelm, and rather look at it from a place of, I have so much to share, I have so much magic to give, and from a place of abundance and overflow. Yeah. Because once it's done, and then everyone in my organization is looked after, and then after that I've got other things that I'm working on. I'm so excited. But
yeah, no, I feel my heart is actually like, my heart's responding, like it is palpating. So what I see, I mean, you know the saying, everything that is happening to you is for you. And obviously in this story, what I see, it's like the universe is like, Mel, you were meant for more. Mel, you need to, like, you know, like, you don't need to be like, be on your own 2 feet, be the leader, be like, create what you want to create. And I know it's like, it's so interesting how, and I've been through the same journey too, by the way, of feeling like I'm not good enough. So I need to listen to this other person. I need to follow in their footsteps. I need to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And every time that happens, it's like, boom, the illusion, you see the illusion of it, and you're like, oh, then you're back to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many times you need to do that to realize you are it? Like, you don't need anything outside of yourself.
I'm pretty sure I've learned the lesson now. I've learned the lesson.
I mean, you're on fire, Mel. I got to tell you, like, your passion and just honestly, the knowledge and everything, the focus.
It's phenomenal. And, you know, I knew this from the start, even before I joined the second community, because when I joined, building my organization landed me into my passion and purpose of coaching. And that's when I went down this deep journey for myself, started to coach myself. And then I ended up becoming a certified coach. And, you know, I've been in the journey for nearly 7 years now. And the way that it used to be like a conveyor belt. Come in, make a sale. There you go. Leave it to your own devices. You've got the business training, and that's all people get is the business training. However, it's so much more than that. This is a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
can you talk about the water? Can you talk about that?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, it's so good. I can't even. And this is a spiritual journey. It's not just a spiritual journey because of the fact that you're becoming an entrepreneur and building a business around your personal brand and finding all your blocks and learning how to do the alchemy. It's a spiritual journey in the sense of you invest in a water machine to start your business, and obviously you're going to drink the water because you've just invested $5,000 plus, depending on the way that you invest. You're going to use the product, right? And I initially started for the business. I didn't give a shit about the water, excuse my French. I didn't care about my health. I didn't care about anything. I would eat meat and eggs and dairy at every meal and just stuff my face until I got a food coma. I didn't care. And then I started drinking this water. Whoa! Oh my gosh. And if anyone doesn't know, Kangen, which is Kangen water, means return to source. Now, when I first started drinking the water, I thought, oh, return to source, return to true health. Detoxify yourself of the acidic waste buildup that's built within your body. Because that's the science. That's what I was learning. Return to true health, return to source. Oh gosh. And then the more I got into my journey, the more I started realizing how much bigger that is. So I started drinking this water. It gave me more energy. I could sleep better. My skin got better. My hair got better. It really contributed to my weight loss journey. Of course, there were different assets and facets. I started going to the gym more, but even drinking the water supported my recovery time at the gym. And I was like, water can make such a difference to how I feel? What? Right. Okay, so if water can do that, then how about food? And then I started diving into food and what was in our food and also the energy behind food and consuming animal-based products. And no judgment if you do. It was simply my choice to go down first the pescatarian route, then the vegan route, and now I'm starting to eat more eggs. And I've eaten fish every now and again, but it's more on a conscious level. So it really allowed me to go on that journey of connecting to the animal, which is really important on the journey if you do want to eat their energy and also where it comes from and all of that stuff, right? So I started going down that route, and I've been drinking the water for nearly 7 years. And I truly believe that it's been a huge, huge part of my spiritual journey and spiritual awakening. Reason being is because Kangen, return to source. Detoxify your body of the acidic waste buildup. Come back to source, true health. Because once you come back to source, true health, and connect to your body, what? Return to source. Realize how limitless you are. And you know, there's been scientific tests on the water, medical tests, how it crosses your brain blood barrier, and I'm very sure that it supported my mental health journey as well, because when I started I was depressed and anxious. So I'm drinking this water, it's supporting my mental health, it's supporting my physical health, it's supporting my financial health eventually when I was in alignment, of course, because it's all about alignment, right? And this is why it's really important to work on energy. And then it also supported my spiritual connection because my body was healthy. And this is how they get us. This is why the water's filled with so many contaminants. This is why the food is filled with so many contaminants. This is why they want to penetrate our energy and our mind with all of this negative stuff. Because if we're so connected from our true health, mind, body, and soul, then of course we're not going to be able to connect to spirit, the higher power, our true limitlessness. And that's what they want. And this is what Kangen's all about. It's not just about the money, which is what the majority of the industry is all about. Oh yeah, money. Oh yeah, freedom, which I get. I'm not beating them up. However, it's so much more than that. And this is why I go for true health, true freedom, sovereignty, and why I've incorporated not only the business, but also the coaching, the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. Because what's the point in freedom and money if you haven't got that deep happiness within yourself and your relationships? So yeah, this water is absolutely phenomenal. If you want to check out testimonials in respects to health, there's fire ones on my Instagram, on my highlights. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely mind-blowing what this water does.
Oh yeah. Well, and I can tell you my experience when I started drinking the water is I'm 49, and yeah, I noticed that like my aches, like my feet would start to ache, or my achy knees, whatever, just they would come and go. Like I have zero pain in my body. Zero, none, zilch. Like, and other people my age, they're all complaining about, oh, this hurts and whatever. They've got some kind of skin thing going on, or whatever. And I have to check myself, because I think I mean, I even went so far as I did some kind of test. I forget what the test is called, but basically it assessed that I am 10 years younger, that I'm more of a 38, 39-year-old than I am a 49-year-old. And so the water definitely contributes to it. And yes, and everything else that I'm doing, which is getting enough sleep and eating the right foods and taking care and all of those things. Yeah.
It's so simple.
It's so possible. That's the thing that most people don't realize. Like, it is absolutely 100% available. Like, yeah. So.
And it's so simple, yet we like to make it hard for ourselves, right? And I like to make things as easy as possible. I don't know about you, but I came to this life and I came to this planet to have a great time. And it's not great, it's hard. So I like to make it as easy and fun as possible. And it's these simple switches, a simple switch of water, a simple switch of the food that you're fueling yourself with. Simple, I mean, it's simple. It's not necessarily easy. And it's hard at first, but then it gets easy. A simple switch of the way that you think, a simple switch of your environment and the people that you place yourself around. It's all very simple. And it's easier the more that you realize the magic that comes with it as well. So, yeah. I mean, I really have sympathy for people that are in the struggle, because I get it. I've been there. I mean, you heard my story. But at the same time, if you're not ready to do something about it, if you're not ready to invest the time, money, energy, effort, attention into making the change, as sad as I feel for the position that you're in, you've always got a choice, And when I started this journey, I had nothing. I was in 32 grand's worth of debt. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had to get a second job to invest in my future. And I worked 4 extra nights and then a day at the weekend on top of my full-time job, on top of commuting an hour each way to the full-time job to be able to invest, because I couldn't get finance. I did everything that I could, because I wanted to get out. And there's so many people, I want to change, I want to be healthy, I want more money, but they want it handed to them on a plate.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
It just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. It's like people who want to make a ton of money. Great, but if you're miserable and unhappy on this, money's not going to change anything for you. Not really, not in the long term. You might get a little yayas out, but at the end of the day, you come back to yourself.
Yeah. And this is what I've realized, and this is why why I believe. I mean, this is the truth that I'm making, the story that I'm making from my evaluation. This is why, specifically within the high ticket industry, there's so many leaders that are not good leaders or good coaches, or they're not nice to their people because they're not happy in themselves. Yeah, they got the money. Yeah, they got the freedom. But you're speaking to your organization like shit, and you're not building true connection because you haven't met yourself on a deep level to be able to build true deep connection. And I mean, I've had it from all of my mentors. I do not want to treat my people in the way that I've been treated. I'm not going to allow it to close my heart in the way that their hearts are closed. And it's really all about what we desire to build for ourselves. And I want it all. I'm getting it all. I already have it all. I have everything that I've ever desired right now. And now I desire more. I'm getting it all. And the thing is, if we want it all, we're going to be tested so much along the way in every single angle, which is fine. I'm a warrior spirit. I'm a light warrior. So I'm here for this. And I know that I came here for this to learn the lessons so I could make it easier for the people that are within my field that I'm teaching. So this is why I give so much. And it really is all about the happiness. It doesn't really matter how much money you have. Although if you want a lot of fucking money like I do, that's fine. There's no judgment. There's really no judgment. However, there's no point unless you're happy. There's no point unless you have a deep, healthy, conscious relationship with your spouse. There's no point unless you have those deep, healthy, conscious relationships with your children. I'm building a life where my children have everything. However, I'm creating such a strong sense of power within myself and such a high scale on the emotional intelligence level that my children, even though they're going to have everything, they're going to be respectful as fuck and they're going to know where they come from. And I'm going to world school them and at the same time give them everything it is that they need. And when they're adults, they're going to want to come and hang out with me because I'm going to be their mate. So they're going to want to just come and chill and say, Mum, and this is the kind of life that I'm building because this is what I've always wanted, and we typically create what we've always wanted. And this is where our power is. Our power is in our pain. And when we shine a light on our darkness to find the color, we find our medicine and magic rather than being, oh, why me? It's like, why me? And I didn't get the deep emotional connection and understanding. And I didn't feel seen and heard when I was a child by my family. And that's not to beat them up. They're amazing people. My family are fantastic and they've given me so much. And I love every single one of them so much. And even through the bad parts, whatever soul contracts we had, because of my awareness and because of my strong spirit of, okay, well, why me? Why did this happen? Rather than, why me? Yeah, and blaming them. I see why they made certain choices or treated me certain ways because it's allowed me to really land into, okay, well, what I don't want and who I want to be and what I want to create, not only for my family, but also for the community and the spaces that I create. And this is the power in the pain that we have and in the experiences that we have. We create everything that we always wanted and never had. And we do that by strengthening ourselves from the inside out, through healing ourselves from the inside out. And yeah, you can do it on your own. I've done the majority of it on my own. However, it's taken me nearly 7 years to get to where I have done. Whereas if I had solid mentorship, it probably would have taken me about 2 years, maybe less. So doing it on your own is fine. If you like to go the hard way, apparently I like it being hard, apparently as easy and fun as I like it to be. But this is the beauty of mentorship. This is the beauty of community. This is the beauty of surrounding yourself with peers that are on a level. So yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah. And I would say that, the age of Aquarius is definitely about collaboration rather than, following the one leader. It's about, the circular network support, not competition. Because there's so much more to be had. And I know you're following the astrology, and as far as it's like we're on our way, we're on our way to this new Earth consciousness, to totally different way of being in the world. And before we sign off, Mel, can you describe your free bundle that you're offering at melmrubin.com?
For sure. Before I do, I'd like to just quickly add something to what you've said in respect to It's not all about following one leader.
Yeah.
As much as there are people out there leading, myself and Tanya included, and other people out there, you are your only true leader. And you are your own guru. And there's going to be people out there that are going to spout, oh, yeah, do this is the way. And yeah, I share certain things and I share fundamentals. However, what it is that I say and anyone else says, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You are, first and foremost, the only leader that you should really be listening to. You can listen to other people. However, if it doesn't resonate, leave it. Listen to your intuition. And create your life. Create your life in exactly the way that you desire, because this is why you came here. This is, as a soul having a human experience, you are in a physical reality game. Just like humans, we can get in a virtual reality game and completely immerse ourselves in that. Now, as a soul having a human experience, you are in a physical reality game, and the aim of the game is to feel good. And the aim of the game is to create everything it is that you ever desired, as well as become your fully expressed self away from all of this layers of conditioning. So you get to lead yourself through that. You get to choose to become so aware of the tools and the resources that you have as the main player character in your life and lead yourself towards that. There are other characters that want to give you cheat codes, like myself, like Tanya, and whoever else that you resonate with. Listen to them, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and lead yourself towards what your heart is calling you towards. And like I shared earlier, I didn't listen for a long while, and it affected certain speed, and that's okay. This is where I am. These are the lessons that I got to learn as the soul having the human experience that I'm having. But always listen to your heart, always listen to your soul, always move through. And if you're finding it hard to get the strength and the belief and the power, find people that are going to give you it, that are going to share it with you. But yeah, in respects to the free bundle.
Thank you for that. That was gorgeous. So beautifully said. So heartfelt. I hope the people that are watching this really feel that. There's just so much love there. And yeah, so take it in.
Welcome. She's say hi. Hi. Making a guest appearance. So the free bundle is fire. There's so much in there, and really what I wanted to, the intention of the free bundle is for you to go away with things that are really going to benefit you, even if you do not desire to go deeper into my world. So they're all videos, they're all masterclasses. 4 of them do not have a presentation. So you can just listen to it if you'd rather on the audio, because I know some people would rather just listen. But if you want to see all of the fun movements that I make, you can watch me. That's entirely up to you. But yeah, the first video in there, it introduces you to the business model that we have within the Growth Shift community and the Kangen water movement. And the compensation plan and how we do it and our ethos within the Growth Shift community, because the way that we do it in the Growth Shift community is different to very many others. I'm a leader that's only me. I mean, no one leads in like the way that I do in respects to what it is that we do. So there's that. And then there's different training. So there's playing the game. There is 12 steps to breaking free, which is I got inspiration from the 12 steps from Alcoholics Anonymous. That one's so fire. It's so fire. And then the other one is unapologetically sexy sales. So many people don't get involved in online business, or they don't want to move forward because of their fear of sales. And sales really isn't scary at all. Sales is actually really fun when we embody, first and foremost, ourselves. I'm getting it up because I can't remember the other one off the top of my head, so I'm getting it up on my phone. So yeah, sales gets to be really fun, and it gets to be feminine and flow, and not this sleazy buy now, do this, me, and not poking at people. This is what I have, baby. This is what I have, and it's the best thing. It's gonna change your fucking life. So come if you feel cool. So we get in that energy. So I share that in that. And then the other one is you are not an imposter. So that really goes deep into it touches upon shadow work and all of these intrusive thoughts that come up. So it really allows you to start to become aware of the darkness that's going to arise in this journey towards going after everything it is that you've ever desired, because that's a huge part, and that's a huge thing that stops people from starting, and also causes people to not carry on. They invest, specifically within the Kangen industry, they'll invest $5,000 to up to 5 figures to start their business. And because they haven't got the correct coaching and mentorship, and they don't know how to do it, they allow their fears and their blocks to get in the way, that they don't move. And this is what I'm eradicating. So this is a taster as to what you get when you join my world of the Growth Shift community, because there's so much more in the platform that goes deeper. And it's really going to allow you to get a feel for my mentorship, my teaching, the value that you get out of it. And if you desire to move forward, then you're welcome to. But if you don't, you're still going to get so much value, and it's still really going to support you. So that's there.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I know a lot of you that are in my private group, I'm thinking of you. In fact, I'm going to tag some of you because I think that Mel's free bundle can really help some of you that are in entrepreneurship.
Also, as well, just to let you know, is the Growth Shift community has been built for everyone. It's all inclusive. So if you're already involved in the Kangen world, or if you already have an online business, that's okay. It's an optional extra, and your membership in the Growth Shift community gets you access to Rise Up University, 8-week business launch, the Q&As. I send mentorship riffs. So you don't necessarily need to be part of my organization to be a member. So that's out there. I've built my business in this way because I know that there are so many people in the Kangen industry that are they're not getting the support that they need. And I don't want to have to make people reaffiliate and spend all of that money again when they don't need to. So I've built my business in a way that respects my time and my energy in a way that I'm happy. And then, of course, if you want to invest in any more of my work, I've got different layers. If you want closer proximity, I've got a mastermind, a one-on-one. So if you feel called to that, then that's also there as well. So just know that you're not alone, and know that you have support around you. And if, like me, you invested in the wrong mentor, I did it twice, so I get it. Just know that you're not alone, and there are people out there that desire to support you, and there are options. So yeah.
Beautiful. Mel, I appreciate so much your authenticity, your vulnerability, your truth telling. I mean, it's just so fucking refreshing. So I just really applaud you, and thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me, with my group, my YouTube channel. And if anybody has any questions, please ask away in the comments, message Mel, you know where we are, and sending so much love and light to everyone. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me on and giving me the platform to speak and share truth. This is where I'm in my dharma. As much as I teach and coach, speaking and sharing this truth is what I'm all about, and what I love, and what really lights me up. So thank you for giving me the opportunity, and for everyone that's stayed and listened, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm so excited for your journey, because being in Tanya's space and also being in this space, in this vortex, listening to me. You're on such a beautiful journey. You're aligned with such beautiful frequencies. So it's really all a case of continuing to choose yourself, because the more you do that, the more you rise and raise your frequency, and the closer you get to your own heaven on earth. And make no mistake about it, heaven is on earth, and you get to create it. And it really all comes down to you and the cultivation of your personal power and your level of consciousness. So keep going. You have support. You are so loved. You are so protected, and you are so held. I love you.
All right. Bye for now, everyone.